to admire. The bitch be glowing. Okay. Shine bright, look at that. Yes, the sun always just be eating. Okay. No, it's been like I think like a week, more than a week. My hair is a little bushy. Ugh. But I really don't have anything that I'm gonna be really doing for this video, cause I can't multitask anyways. But the most I just got for you guys is another story time. This one is gonna be about the time that I fought my stepdad. Well, he was my stepdad at the time, but yeah. Cause why the fuck not? Keep y'all interested. So let's get into it. Yeah, I got my brown shirt on because I'm in the Navy and I'm wearing my uniform brown shirt. But I just got out of school, so who cares? But yeah. So this is a little while back. It happened when I was like 14. So yeah, I was freshman in high school. We fought on 2 occasions. 2. Yeah. I know. But as a grown man putting his hands on somebody a girl who's 14 years old, I'm not even a grown woman. And it's not like I just try to hit him or try to fight him first or nothing. It was like, I don't know what he thought that day, but just know your girl was not rocking with it, and yeah, me messed up. So let's go back to the past. So a little 14-year-old Jazz, you know what I'm saying? All I was worried about was boys, doing my schoolwork, and that's about it. I really wasn't worried about nothing too much. I think I was at the time trying to step my game up and trying to be a little bit more flashy. So that's probably about it. But yeah. So the first occasion happened inside the house. Actually, if you want to be technical, it was 3 times. Except for 2 of them was in one day, so I kind of would have counted it as 1. But so the first instance was, so it was me and my mom. We were doing my work. So I had a science fair project for that year or whatever, and I'm asking my mom, because my mom's smart and stuff like that. I mean, not saying nobody mom is smart, but like, just like, yeah. So I'm going to my mom. I'm like, I need help. I don't know what I'm gonna do for this project. Confused. My mom must have helped me out, right? So we were like on the computer, right? So okay, first I'm gonna tell you how like the house is set up. Well, not the whole house, but the area where it happened at. So we were in the living room, right? So this is where we were in a nice little 4-bedroom house at the time, whatever, about like it was nice, right? So the living room is like, just imagine a big square, and the kitchen is behind the living room. Like the kitchen is towards that way. So this is square, and then the kitchen is that way. So there was no wall or nothing to cut off. Like it was clear view of the kitchen. Like there was no barrier to separate from the kitchen and the living room. It was just carpet, and then it was fucking wooden tiles, whatever, wooden floor, whatever. And so we have the long parts. We had 3 couches, like they were all the same. So we had 2 love seaters that were across from each other, except for one was like slightly off. It was like a little diagonal to it, so it wasn't directly in front of it. But yeah. And then you had the 3 long way couch towards the kitchen, but it was facing this way because the TV was that way. So as I'm downstairs, I'm like telling my mom, I'm on the other, so my mom is on the love seat couch, like closer to like the wall. I was on the other love seat couch that's like towards like the stairs and all that over there. So my mom is on the left seat couch, and then I'm on the other one, and I got my work all across it because I'm like, I don't know what to do, like, because it gave me like a paper. The teacher gave me a paper to show like the list of ideas of things we could do, and I'm just like, I don't know. So I'm like, cool. Got my paper, spread it out, asked her for help, and she has her computer, so she's like, oh yeah, come over here and we just search for something to do. So I'm like, cool. So I leave all my work on the fucking love seater or whatever, and then I go over there by my mom. So I'm leaning over, I'm looking, I'm like, all right, I think I'm gonna do this one. Whoop, whoop. So my stepfather comes downstairs and he walks in the kitchen, does whatever he was doing, and then my little brothers, then he take it upon him and my little brothers, they were gonna start play fighting because they like to, boys like to play fight, whatever, cool. So I wasn't worried about it, I wasn't tripping about it, I wasn't paying attention. And as they're like playing, I'm looking, and then I'm looking at him because he's throwing them on the other love seater with all my other paperwork that I had spread it out across the thing. He didn't move it, no nothing, like picked it up, try to put it on the table that was right beside it. He didn't do nothing. He just started throwing them on there. So now my paper is getting all crumbled and wrinkled up. So knowing me, I got a smart little mouth, I got a little attitude. And mind you, on top of it, me and him did not have the best relationship. Me, him, and my little brother, so it's 5 of us. And me and the next in line, because I'm the oldest, me and the next in line brother, we didn't like him too much. We were the closest ones apart. We were only 3 years apart. And we just never had like a good bond. Like it started off cool, and then after that it was like yeah, like weird stuff was going on, a lot was going on, to the point we didn't even really like him. So yeah, I was sitting there like basically like looking at him like, what are you doing? So I look at my mom, and my mom not even paying attention, just because she used to them play fighting all the time. So she's just on the computer just looking at, like, oh, what about this one? What about this one? This one's easier, whatever. So I'm not even worried about what she's trying to show me. I'm like, yo, my work. And I spazzed. Like, I immediately got mad. So I was like, I said, what did I say? I didn't say it, nothing too crazy. No, I just was like, why are you throwing them on my work? Maybe it's how the way I said it or whatever. I was like, why are you throwing them on my work? And this man, I don't know what went through his head, but I guess he thought I said some real wild. Because he looked at me like I'm crazy. Even though I might have had a little tone in my voice, but like, come on. Like, you see his paper on the couch. Why would you sit here and like, I mean, I'm talking about like, it's not like no accidentally, like he throws them and then they just like fall into the couch. He's literally picking them up and throwing them on the couch where he see my papers are at. So I'm like, so he look at me like I'm crazy, and he talking about who the F you talking to? I know I already cussed like multiple times, but like, I ain't trying to do it too much, but But yeah, he's like, who the F are you talking to? So me knowing like, okay, you're not my daddy. You're not talking to me like that. Like, I try to keep it cordial with you. I don't try to have no type of beef or animosity to you. I say whatever I gotta say, keep the day pushing, and I go to my room and do whatever. And so I'm just like, who is he talking to? So he got me bent. Long lost bent. So I'm like, I'm talking to you. Neck and all, like, cause who are you talking to? Like, you're not talking to me. You talking about who I'm talking to. You know who I'm talking to. That's why you responded, brother. So I'm like, I'm talking to you. My boy gets up and start walking towards me. No words, no nothing. And anybody know, like, probably all around the world, like, not even from where you from or anything, but I know if we have some type of like heated debate, argument or whatever, and you start walking up on me, that's automatically letting me know that you're trying to fight me. So I'm like, I ain't about to back down to nobody. Like, I don't care if you Big Bertha, if you fucking Respucia. I'm not finna go out like that. That's not me. Like, I'm just not like that. Mind you, this man is a 6'3", Dude, he thought like 200. And I'm not even like 120. I'm probably like 115, 110. And I've been the same height for like, I don't know, forever. Like I grew into 5'3" in like middle school, and then I just stayed that height and I didn't get no taller. So I'm 5'3", 110 pounds. Like, but who cares? Who is doing the stats right now? I don't care. Even if I'm gonna lose this fight, I'm still gonna let you know that in a way, you got me bent all the way. So I'm like, all right, I ain't even say nothing. I'm already ready. I'm in fight mode. So I'm like, I moved whatever. I did have something on my lap. I think I did have, like, I took my mom's computer at some point. So I think it was on my lap. So I flipped that to the side like it was nothing. Anyways. But yeah, I moved that to the side like it's nothing. What's up? So as I try to get up, he's already like right here by the time I'm trying to get up off the couch. So I'm like, I don't even care at this point. So now I'm just start swinging. Mink. And I'm calling him all types of names out the book. Cause when I be fighting, like, you every B, you every type of cuss word there is in the book. If it's disrespectful, best believe I called you it. So I'm like, bink, 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 bink. And then this man gets a little of my hand. So he got them locked like this, like to my chest. So I'm like, okay. So I start throwing legs. You forgot I got other limbs. Like, stop playing me. So I'm like, all right. So I start trying to kick him. And then, you know, the main area I'm going to kick is because I know that's going to get a man down. Is right in his little area. Okay, and you know, I got little strong legs or whatever, because you know, a girl used to do track I don't know if I was doing track at the time, but I was running. So I'll be working on my little legs and stuff, and so I'm ready. I'm on go mode. Like, what's up? So I'm kicking him or whatever, and then I guess like my leg missed. Like hand-eye coordination wasn't the best, so I guess my leg missed. And I like just went through his legs, didn't hit his groin area, but I just went through his legs, and then he like just closes his legs. So now I can't move. So I got my hands like this and my legs is like locked in. So I'm like, get off me, bruh. Like going off, teeing up. And then come across, mind you, my mom is sitting next to me. She's watching all this happen. Maybe it happened too fast for her to react. I don't know. But she was literally still right beside me when it all went down. So he like, go to your room. I look at him like mind you, he is Spanish. He is Puerto Rican. So I looked at him like he just spoke Spanish. And I looked at him like I didn't understand a thing he talking about. I didn't even take Spanish at the time. So I was looking at him like, And then my mom hit me with the go to your room. So I'm like, all right, bruh. That's my mama. I'm gonna listen to my mama. So I'm like, all right, whatever, bruh. Get up, grab my stuff from the couch, snatch all my stuff up, walk upstairs. I'm in my room. I'm mad. I think this is also the time I like punched the wall because I was so mad. And then I messed up my hand and my knuckle. It was like this knuckle. I don't know how. Because when you ball your fist up for real, like, this knuckle sticks out more. But I don't know. All I know is I punched the wall, and I think I mainly hit this area. This side, this hand, like part of my hand from my fucking middle knuckle all the way to my pinky knuckle, like, was swollen. Like, it was purple and it was swollen. But I was so heated at the time, I did not care, bro. I punched the wall or whatever. But yeah. So, you know, my mom called me back downstairs, she was like, oh, he apologizes, you need to apologize too. I'm looking at this man like, bruh. But you know, my mama, I'm just listening to my mama. So I'm like, just to get it over with and not starting any more extra stuff, I'm just gonna be like, all right, my bad. Call it a day, walk back upstairs and mind my business. So I think the second one had happened like same year. I think I was going from freshman year to sophomore year. I was going from freshman year to sophomore year. And then, yeah, because it was during the summertime. So how it happened, how it went down. Let me tell you. So it was during the summer, and my brothers, they were playing football. They were like practicing for football, and they would play at this elementary school that was like, you know, like 15 minutes down the street from our house or whatever. Not even a drive, like 15 minutes of a walk. It was really not that far. It was in a big neighborhood, and it was in the middle, and we just was on the end. So, you know, cool. So I'm like, all right, you know, at the time I was being with my friend. My friend, she was older, and I guess you can say like we was being fast. Didn't do anything, but we were just going to go link up with some boys. But it was another neighborhood that was like you had to like cut through the back way of our neighborhood to get to that neighborhood, and it was too much. But point is, right? So I wasn't in the neighborhood, and nobody knew I was not in my neighborhood. Like I didn't tell my mom, don't tell nothing. You know, doing things I shouldn't have been doing, right? So I was over there, and then I was talking to this one dude, and then my friend, she talking to this one dude, and we just, you know, kiki at another neighborhood school. So we're all because, you know, it was a thing at the time to like be linked up at, I think most of the dudes, they go there to play basketball with each other at the school's courts and stuff. So everybody just hang out there for some reason, and then people wasn't playing. They probably was there. Girls was probably there doing the same thing, being fast, trying to see the little boos or the little boyfriends or the dude they want to talk to, and all that stuff. Like, just, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, we're just chilling or whatever. We boot up or whatever, having a little good time. And then I get a text from my grandma. Hey, where you at? You need to come take your brothers to practice. Because usually, most of the time, I would walk them. But there was days that either my grandma or the stepdad or my mom would drop them off at the school, so I didn't have to walk them there. Especially if I was like already doing my own thing. Like, I don't want to stop my plans to walk them 5 feet from the house. Like, I don't know. So my grandma, she tells me, she's like, yo, you need to come get your brothers. Where are you at? So I'm not finna tell her where I'm at. So I'm like, I'm down the street. And she's like, okay, well, you need to come get your brothers. So, mind you, that walk from my neighborhood to go back, even to the school, was like a good solid 45 minutes. Because we were deep in the other neighborhood, and then we had to walk across the other neighborhood just to get to the back way of my neighborhood and then walk across it. Like, it was a big neighborhood for both of them. So I was like, that's a solid 45 minutes of a walk for me to get there. So I was like, they gonna start blowing my phone up after like 5 minutes, figuring out where I'm at, 5 to 10 minutes. Like, where are you at? You said you were down the street, and we don't see you. So I'm like, so the dude, since my friend, she was older, so the dude, she was also older, so they drove a car. He drove a car. And I'm like, hey, like, can you give me a ride to the school? Because I could have walked from the school to the house, but because I didn't know, like, what was going on. I just know I needed to either get to the school or get to the house to walk them to the school. I don't know, but and you definitely can't drop me off in front of my house because, like, it's going to be clear, obvious. There's something going on. Like, my grandma, she be looking out the window every time. Like, you know how some old folks be. They in that blind. You just see that one blind shift down because they being nosy. And then my grandma going, you know, she gonna say something. So I ain't had time for that. So I was like, I just walk from the school, whatever. So he like, yeah, I got you. We get in the car. We get there. So I'm texting my grandma. I'm like, hey, like, are they already at the school? Do I have to come home to come walk them? Like, what is the case? Or you just want me to be there while they're at the practice? Whatever. Because I normally stay during their practice and watch them. So when they're done, we could just hit the walk back to the house or whatever. So I'm like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I'm head down. I'm still in the car. And mind you, homeboy who drove me there, he had a two-door car. I don't know what you call those, but he had a 2-door car. So, you know, I had to move this seat in order to get out the car or get back in the car, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I'm in the back seat. My friend, she in the passenger, and then her little boo is in the driver's seat. So I'm texting my grandma, and I'm trying to figure out. She's like, oh, she tells me like 5 to 10 minutes later, like, oh, we're not gonna say, I was about to say his name. We're just gonna call him stepdad. But yeah, stepdad, he didn't already dropped him off. He's taking them to the school. So I'm like, okay. As I'm reading the message, I'm seeing in my peripheral, I'm like, something ain't right. So I look and I'm like, is that him? And he's walking towards the car. I didn't even know this man pulled up right beside us, no nothing. Like, I didn't even know. Like, I was in my phone trying to figure out, well, what's the plan? Do I hop out the car, start to walk in, or whatever? Like, I didn't know what was the plan. So I'm still trying to text to figure it out. And as I'm looking, like, I just know that I see a man. I'm like, I know that guy. Oh, wow. And I'm like, hold on, is that my stepdad? My boy. Homeboy, I guess homeboy who my friend's dude or whatever did not lock the car door the whole time. Cause homeboy, stepdad walked into the car, grabbed the door, and flings it open. Everybody's confused. Everybody's like, what? And he's like, get the F out the car. Get out the car. And I'm confungled. Cause I'm like, wait a minute. Who is he talking to? Not even worried about the fact that he probably got mad because he seen I was in a car, especially with a boy. But it wasn't like it was like 2 boys in a car and it was me and her. It was one boy. He's in the driver, she's in the passenger seat, and I'm in the back seat. But I guess he just seen me in a car and didn't know who car it was. Whatever the reason was. But all I know is it could have went a whole different direction than the way it went. But he opens the door of the car. He's like, get out, get the F out, get out right now. So I'm looking at him like, I ducked my head down because mind you, he's tall. And the car is low. Like it's one of them low-seater 2-door cars, whatever. So I dug down to like look through the crack between the car door opening and the seat, and I'm looking, and I said, who you talking to? So I guess that set that man off. He started reaching in the car. He is trying to yank me out by my hand. I have my phone in this hand. So I'm like, he's trying to pull me between the 2-door seater car. Knowing if it's a 2-door, you have to move the seat. So you're not, I might be skinny at the time, but I ain't that skinny to squeeze between a gap that only my arm was able to fit through. So what makes you think the rest of my body gonna fit through? Like, look at the ratio. You see that? I mean, it was even if it was skinnier, but the ratio, I'm quite sure it's normal when you're skinnier. It's the same way. My body, dang, I look flat. But yeah, the ratio. So if this is barely going through, what makes you think all of this going through? So I'm like, I'm getting yanked. I'm like, bruh, get off me. I'm cussing him out, calling him all types of B words, all this, calling him any word in the book. Get off me, B-A, da-da-da. Like, I'm lighting words out. And I'm trying to yank my arm back in the car because I'm like, this nigga is tweaking. So, like, he lets go, or like his arm, I guess my hand like slipped out my arm slipped out his hand, but my phone was still in my hand, so my phone slipped out my hand. So I watched my phone glide across the cement. And I was just sitting there like, or the concrete or whatever. But I'm gonna watch it glide. My phone's already messed up anyways. Like, I think I had the 6 at the time. I think I had the iPhone 6 at the time, and I dropped it a few times and it was already cracked up. So either way, but like, bruh. So I'm like, what? Like, I'm so confungled because I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm so confused. So my boy is like, so he walks off. I see him start calling somebody. I'm like, what you calling my mama? You calling my grandma? I don't know what you do, because you got me messed up. Because why is you even trying to yank me out of a car to begin with? What do I look like? A plushie toy? Do I look like a dog toy? You is not finna drag me like that. No. You know what's up with me since we already had our little interaction last time. So I don't even know why you even tried that. So I'm in a car spazzing. Like, I am screaming to the top of my voice. I got tears running down my eyes because I'm so mad. I'm livid. But mind you, once again, my friend is in the passenger seat. The door that he opened, and then the homeboy who is driving, they're just sitting there watching as this happens. Like I said, maybe it was happening so fast you either had the fight or flight or freeze, the third one, whatever, and they froze. Like, everybody just froze and didn't know what to do as this was literally going on. So I'm like, nah, F that nigga. Oh. I was like, F him, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm spazzing. And as I'm watching him walk around, the only thing I guess that caught his attention after he got called so many names in the book was that I said, you are not my father. Because you're not. So homeboy is like, he heard me scream that. I'm like, you're not my effing father, you B-A-N, blah. Like, I'm just flying it up. Homeboy, once again, fucking snaps. Homeboy, once again, my bad, because I just ordered something on DoorDash, and I was making sure it wasn't outside or anything. But yeah, homeboy, like, snap. Turn his head like, oh, you're my stomach, girl. But yeah. So he started storming back at the car. So I'm like, oh yeah, round two. What up? What we doing? So this time, he's not grabbing me out the car. He is throwing punches. Like, I'm talking about full-fledged, full fist punches into the car, between the gap of the seat and the opening, like that little opening that they had, whether it's by the head part of the seat or he was throwing them. So I'm like, word, I get a couple in the chest, but that ain't affect me. And he probably couldn't throw as much force as he could because, it's not that much space for you to maneuver unless you want to hit the car or you're going to hit the seat or you might hit my friend. I don't know, but whatever. So he's throwing them in there. And you know what I'm doing? Throwing them right back because he's pretty close. So I'm literally like shoulder deep into the seat in the thing, and I'm like, yo, who, baby, if you thought it was sweet over here, I'm gonna tell you this right now. You know what I mean? I got you, no, because baby, I'm not the one. So we're just 1 for 1. I throw one, he throw one. I throw one, he throw one. I throw one, he throw one. We just make. I'm connecting because he's like, I'm barely connecting though, because he's kind of like, he got a little distance to the point my arm ain't that long, but he got a little distance, so like I feel my fist hitting him, but it's like probably not doing much damage because like not putting enough forces into it as I really wanted to or whatever. And then he also pretty far, so my hand barely touching him, right? He hit me, a couple of hit my arm and stuff like that on my chest area, like around this area, because I'm in there like this, so this is where I'm getting hit at. So I'm like, whatever, when adrenaline kicking, you're not even feeling it, whatever. So he finally stops eventually. He walks off and he gets in his car and speeds off. My brothers had already left out the car at that point, so like they didn't witness any of this happening. So I'm like, so once again, I'm back to spazzing. I'm mad. I'm like, what is this? So I get mad. I'm like, take me home right now. Like, I'm not playing. Like, take me home. I don't care who sees. Like, I don't care. I just want to go to the house because I'm finna go to my grandma, because my grandma is my best friend and I tell her anything and everything. So I'm going to the house. I'm telling my grandma what's going on. Like, I'm ready to, like, because if she find out that you try to put your hands on her grandbaby, she gonna go to war for me, baby. I'm the oldest and only granddaughter. So she finna go to war for me. She don't play. Her firstborn, oldest. Because if y'all follow me on Facebook and stuff, that's what she's saying every post. Firstborn, only granddaughter. Okay, girl, relax. But yeah, so I'm like, all right, Homeboy speeds off, driving around in the neighborhood, drop off to my house. I'm like, bruh, I'm so livid. Like, my friend gets out of the car, move the seat. I'm storming in. Like, I'm walking up to the house. As expected, my grandma is at that window, moving that shade. So I'm like, word? So I know as soon as I open that door, she right here. So I guess he already called her and tried to tell her whatever trash story he tried to tell her of what happened, right? So as soon as I walked through the door, my grandma's like, what trying to spaz on me, and I'm already on 1,000. So I wasn't like, not to disrespect my grandma, but I didn't like, it wasn't my intention to yell at her, like to yell at her. I was just yelling because I was upset and I was trying to tell her the story. And before she tried to jump at me, let me tell you what happened. So I go to run through the whole story. I tell her what happened. I'm like, yeah, that man had a nerve to put his hands on me for what? For what? Whatever. Like, I'm spazzing. I'm tears crying. I'm not gonna lie, bro. My friend, she was with me because she walked up to the house with me. She started crying too. Like, she was crying. I think she was crying because she was overwhelmed or whatever. Like, it was a lot going on and she didn't know what to do. So she felt bad for me or whatever. So she started crying. I'm not gonna lie. I looked at her like, what are you crying for? You sat here and did nothing the whole time. Like, you have no room to say anything or cry about anything. What are you crying for right now? So I low-key got looked. Like, I didn't really say nothing and like got mad. I just looked at her like, huh? I'm like, I'm not even worried about that. We worry about that another time. Right now, I just got one big problem and it need to get handled. So my friend, she leaves, she walks out the door, she get back in homeboy car, they drive off, right? And me and my grandma, we go to the living room. And I'm sitting in the love seater that's closer, because remember, they're diagonal, but the one that is closer to the wall and at the stairs, it's closer to the long seat couch, whatever. So I'm like, I sit over there and I'm going off telling my grandma, like, I'm like, yeah, this happened. So I guess between the vicinity of literally, because we just sat down to, so I guess he pulled up as soon as my friend pulled off. Because after she walked at the door, we started walking that way. And like 5 minutes after, the front door flings open. Mind you, the living room has a perfect view of the front door depending on where you're sitting at. So, door flings open. I'm in the love seater that's looking directly towards the front door. So I see the front door just boom. Like, door opened so fast, like it bounced back. So he walks up and he's like, oh, look what this little bee did to me. So I guess from him trying to throw punches in the car, he cut himself in the car, like on the car, trying to throw punches in there. So he's walking up to me again. So this is when I say that it was technically 3 times, because we already talked about 2 just happened. And he's walking up to me again because he's about to start Royal Rumble number 3. So I'm like, nah, bro, you got me effed up. So I'm like, what? Like, what's good with you? So I get back up again and I'm back in it again. Like, stop playing with me. So I'm throwing a bit. So, I got to throw a little upper because he's tall, bro. So I'm trying to swing at homeboy. Like, now I'm like, ain't nothing in between us that's stopping me from giving you the best I got. So I'm cocking like I'm throwing everything into it. But then the thing was, I had to slow my pole because my grandma gets in between us. And mind you, my grandma, she drinks like non-alcoholic beer. Like, she wanted to stop drinking, so she drinks like non-alcoholic beer. So she has, I guess because she was already up trying to intervene, she ain't had time to put it down. So she still has it in her hand and she's trying to jump in between us while we're throwing them. So I'm like, bro. So now I'm trying to, once again, something in between us. So now, but this time, I still got a little bit more leeway. But I just need to aim around my grandma. So I'm like, stop playing. Like, stop. So I'm trying to swing around my grandma and stuff. Like, yo, like, you got me bent. Like, you got me throwing hands around my grandma. Like, come on now. So I'm like, bruh, her beer, cause she's trying to be in the midst of it, trying to deflect. So her little non-alcoholic beer is getting. Mind you, I had a white shirt on, so it's literally flying everywhere. Whole shirt was drenched in her little non-alcoholic beer. And I'm like, bruh. So kind of like, cause beer is got like a little yellowish type of tint. So it look like low key. It kind of looked like somebody peed on me like a little bit. Like it was like, well, not really, because it wasn't like that yellow, but it was like a little tint to it. Like somebody peed on it and then left it, and then like it dried out a little bit. Like I don't know, but it was just like, what, like, bro. So much was going on. Like I could not process. My grandma probably couldn't process, whatever. Eventually we stopped trying to throw ones around my grandma or whatever. He's going off. Nah, I'm calling her mom, whatever, whoop the whoop whoop, talking. I'm like, man, I don't give a flying bird. Because I can't say that. I don't give a flying bird, okay? Like, stop playing with me. Like, I am not I don't go like that around here. And I'm not going to. And I don't care who it is, even if I know I'm cooked. Even if I know it's gonna be a walking L. Like, I could spot the L from a mile away, but I'm still not gonna go like that because you're gonna be bang. So I'm like, bro, what? So I'm like, wow, like, this is like too much for my brain to process. So he leaves back out the door, slams it closed or whatever. And then, my grandma, she don't even know what to think. She like, what in the flying world? So time go by, I'm waiting for my mom to get back so I can be ready to tell the story and tell her what happened so she can leave this man. Because why would you ever be with a man? If he gonna put his hands on your daughter, then 9 times out of 10, he gonna put his hands on you. And you should not be with somebody like that. Because I know if anybody put their hands on my daughter, especially if they a grown man, baby, I'm gonna have that Glock on me, okay? And I'm gonna be like, try her if you want to, because I'm gonna shoot you. I'm not gonna shoot the kid. I'm gonna shoot you in your knees, and I'm gonna let you remember, I am not the one to play with, and don't touch my kids, because I don't play with nothing. Like, I don't care. When it comes to kids, and if it's my kids, I'm losing it. Like, I'm ready to go to jail. Like, don't play with me. So, like, what, like, come on now. But yeah, so I'm just like, mom get home, and I'm in my room at this point. I calmed down, but I'm still like upset about the situation. And I walk in the room, and my mom, we're not gonna really talk about what she said, cause I don't know, it was kind of wild. But point is, my mom stayed with him. She made us apologize to each other. And I was like, what am I apologizing to him for? For what? So I'm looking at him like, I'm not finna say nothing to you, bruh. And once again, my mom over here making me like trying to force myself to say it. I'm like, no, like, why am I'm apologizing for you to put your hands on me? Because if you were mad at the situation because you seen, like, okay, if you did see me as a daughter and you seen me in another car, there were so many ways that you could have went about that. And instead you took the most craziest route there was. So, yeah, like, what am I apologizing for? No. Like, what is this? And then this man had the nerve to cry. Like, he tried to apologize, and then he started crying. And I looked at him like, oh, you're delusional. Yeah, because what's wrong with you? Why are you crying? Like, I know you don't feel bad. You just doing this because this is a front in front of my mom to make it feel like you actually felt bad about the situation when you know you didn't. No. Like, bruh, they don't. I was just sitting there like, So I was like, my bad. And I called it a day. Like, I was just like, I turned back around. And then my mom, I guess she tried to ground me because of the simple fact that, like, I was in a boy's car, whatever the situation was. I was just looking at her like, all right, like I really don't care. So yeah, that was a story of me fighting my stepdad. I don't know what's the next story time. I really need to do other stuff besides story times. Like probably like do my makeup, but I don't be going over to do makeup, and I just don't be putting makeup on just because. Like I actually need to have a reason before I do it. So, but yeah, that was today's story time. Hopefully, I like how my views definitely went up on the second one when I told my story time. So maybe it'll keep shooting up. I'm gonna post it all on my social media so more people can watch it and all that. But get right with your girl. Eventually we'll be back for another video.